What does it mean to live a meaningful life? How do we remain virtuous and composed in the face of chaos, uncertainty, and adversity? These questions are not new. They have been pondered by great minds throughout history. Among them stands Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who ruled during one of history's most turbulent periods. His private journal, known as Meditations, offers profound answers to these timeless questions. Written not for an audience but for himself, Meditations serves as a guide to self-mastery, resilience, and wisdom. It is a deeply personal work, reflecting Marcus's struggles to embody Stoic principles while carrying the immense weight of leadership. Despite being an emperor, Marcus was acutely aware of his own mortality and limitations. His reflections are a testament to the power of humility and introspection. In this video, we will take an in-depth journey through Meditations, exploring its insights chapter by chapter. Along the way, we'll unpack Marcus's philosophy and how it can transform the way we live, work, and relate to others. If you're new to this channel, welcome to Real Deep Understanding, a space dedicated to diving deep into life-changing books and ideas. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more enriching content. Now, let's begin with Marcus' journey of self-discovery and wisdom. Chapter 1. Lessons from the people who shaped him. Marcus begins his meditations with a heartfelt acknowledgement of the people who influenced his life. From his family to his teachers and friends, each figure left an indelible mark on his character. This chapter is not just a list of names, but a vivid portrait of virtues and lessons that shaped Marcus into the man he aspired. He praises his father for teaching him simplicity, integrity, and the value of hard work. His father's life was a model of discipline, showing Marcus that true strength comes from quiet consistency rather than ostentation. His mother taught him the power of compassion and generosity, reminding him that kindness is not a weakness, but a profound strength. Marcus also reflects on the influence of his teachers. For example, he credits his mentor Rusticus with introducing him to the works of Epictetus, a foundational Stoic philosopher. Rusticus also taught Marcus the importance of self-examination and the courage to confront one's flaws. These teachings became central to Marcus's philosophy, shaping his approach to leadership and personal growth. What makes this chapter so profound is Marcus's humility. Despite being one of the most powerful men in history, he begins his reflections with gratitude, acknowledging that he is a product of those who came before him. He doesn't idealize these figures, but focuses on their virtues, recognizing that everyone has something valuable to teach. Through this lens, Marcus invites us to reflect on the people who have shaped our own lives. What lessons have we learned from our parents, friends, or mentors? And how can we carry these lessons forward, becoming a source of inspiration for others? Chapter 2. Mastering the Mind. One of Marcus's central themes is the power of the mind. He writes, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts," emphasizing that our perception shapes our reality. This chapter delves deep into the art of mastering one's thoughts, offering practical wisdom for achieving inner peace. Marcus observes that most suffering comes not from external events, but from how we interpret them. For example, if someone insults you, it's not the insult itself that causes pain, but your decision to take it personally. By changing how we think about challenges, we can free ourselves from unnecessary anguish. He compares the mind to a fortress, impenetrable unless we open its gates. External circumstances, no matter how chaotic, cannot harm us if we maintain control over our inner world. This perspective is empowering, reminding us that we always have a choice in how we respond to life's difficulties. Marcus also reflects on the fleeting nature of time and the importance of living in the present. He urges himself to let go of regrets about the past and anxieties about the future, focusing instead on the moment at hand. Confine yourself to the present, he advises, a simple yet profound mantra for finding peace amidst life's. The chapter concludes with a call to mindfulness and intentionality. By cultivating awareness of our thoughts and emotions, we can align our actions with our highest values. This is not an easy practice. It requires discipline and patience, but the rewards are immeasurable. Chapter 3. Embracing Purpose. Purpose is a recurring theme in meditations. For Marcus, living a meaningful life means aligning our actions with the natural order, or logos. This chapter explores what it means to live with purpose and how to find fulfillment in our daily lives. Marcus reflects on the interconnectedness of all things. He likens humanity to a vast body where each individual plays a unique and vital role. Just as cells work together to sustain life, people must work together to support the greater good. This perspective fosters a sense of humility and service, reminding us that our actions have far-reaching consequences. He also emphasizes the importance of duty. As an emperor, Marcus saw his role not as a privilege, but as a responsibility. He was deeply committed to serving his people with wisdom and fairness, even when the demands of leadership were overwhelming. This sense of duty gave his life meaning and direction. But purpose is not limited to grand roles or achievements. Marcus finds meaning in the smallest acts of kindness and diligence, whether it's comforting a friend, speaking the truth, or completing a mundane task with care. Every action becomes an opportunity to contribute to the greater good. This chapter invites us to reflect on our own sense of purpose. What drives us? How can we align our actions with our values? By living intentionally, we can find fulfillment in even the most ordinary moments. Chapter 4. The Art of Letting Go. In this chapter, Marcus Aurelius confronts one of the most challenging aspects of life: impermanence. Everything we love, everything we fear, and everything we work toward is subject to change. Nothing is permanent, and this truth, while difficult to accept, can be a profound source of peace. Marcus writes with clarity about the fleeting nature of human existence. You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. These words are not meant to instill fear, but to remind us of life's urgency. When we accept that our time is finite, we are less likely to waste it on trivial pursuits or petty grievances. He uses powerful metaphors to illustrate this idea. Life, he says, is like a river in constant motion. No matter how much we try to cling to a specific moment, it inevitably flows past us. By letting go of this attachment, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. Instead of mourning what has passed or fearing what lies ahead, we can learn to appreciate the present moment for what it is: a gift. Marcus also reflects on the natural cycles of life. Just as leaves fall in autumn and rivers flow to the sea, so too do human lives follow their course. This isn't a call to apathy, but an invitation to align ourselves with the natural order. By accepting change as inevitable, we can approach life's transitions with grace and resilience. The art of letting go extends to our relationships and possessions. Marcus reminds himself not to cling too tightly to people or material things, for they are not truly ours. We are merely stewards, entrusted with them for a time. When we release this sense of ownership, we find freedom and clarity. This chapter challenges us to examine our own attachments. What are we holding on to that no longer serves us? How can we practice the art of letting go in our daily lives? By embracing impermanence, we can find peace in the ever-changing flow of existence. Chapter 5. Dealing with Adversity. Adversity is an unavoidable part of life, but Marcus Aurelius sees it not as a hindrance, but as an opportunity for growth. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. These words encapsulate a central Stoic principle. Obstacles are not barriers, they are paths to progress. Marcus draws on his own experiences as emperor, a role filled with immense pressure and endless challenges. Instead of succumbing to frustration or despair, he viewed each difficulty as a chance to practice virtue. A harsh critic became an opportunity to develop patience. A logistical crisis became a test of problem-solving and leadership. He compares adversity to the training of an athlete. Just as physical strength is built through resistance, so too is inner strength cultivated through challenges. Each hardship, no matter how painful, is a chance to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Marcus also emphasizes the importance of perspective. Many of the things we perceive as problems are, in fact, neutral events. It is our interpretation of them that causes distress. By reframing our thoughts, we can transform difficulties into opportunities. Another key theme in this chapter is the practice of compassion, even in the face of conflict. Marcus reminds himself that people who behave poorly are acting out of ignorance. Instead of reacting with anger, he strives to approach them with understanding and empathy. This doesn't mean condoning harmful behavior, but recognizing that everyone is struggling in their own way. Through these reflections, Marcus teaches us how to navigate adversity with grace. His words challenge us to view obstacles not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones. How might our lives change if we embrace challenges as opportunities to grow? Chapter 6. Living in the present. Marcus Aurelius returns again and again to the idea of presence. He writes, "Confine yourself to the present." This deceptively simple advice is the cornerstone of his philosophy, offering a path to peace amidst life's chaos. Marcus understands that the human mind is often consumed by distractions. We dwell on the past, replaying old mistakes and regrets. We project ourselves into the future, worrying about events that may never come to pass. In doing so, we miss the only moment we truly have, the present. He likens life to a series of moments, each one a self-contained whole. By giving our full attention to the task at hand, we unlock its richness and meaning. Whether it's washing a dish, comforting a friend, or addressing a Senate meeting, every action becomes an opportunity to practice mindfulness and intention. Marcus also reflects on the brevity of life. He reminds himself that time is like a swiftly flowing river. Each moment passes, never to return. This isn't a cause for despair, but an invitation to savor the present. When we accept the impermanence of time, we can approach each day with gratitude and focus. To live in the present, Marcus advises, we must let go of distractions. This includes not only external noise, but also our internal chatter, those endless loops of worry, anger, and desire. By quieting the mind, we create space for clarity and purpose. This chapter invites us to examine our own relationship with time. How often do we dwell on the past or fret about the future? What might we gain by practicing presence in our daily lives? Marcus challenges us to see the present moment not as a stepping stone to something else, but as an end in itself, a sacred space where life unfolds. Conclusion: a life of virtue and wisdom. Meditations is more than a book. It's a conversation with one of history's wisest leaders. Marcus Aurelius shares his struggles, his insights, and his aspirations, offering us a timeless guide to living with integrity, resilience, and purpose. His reflections remind us that true happiness doesn't come from external success, but from mastering our inner world. By cultivating virtues like humility, gratitude, and compassion, we can navigate life's challenges with grace. At the heart of Marcus's philosophy is a profound truth. We cannot control the world around us, but we can control how we respond to it. This freedom, the freedom to choose our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, is the key to a fulfilling life. Thank you for joining us on this journey through meditations. If this timeless wisdom resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know in the comments which Stoic principle you plan to apply in your life. And remember, the path to wisdom begins with a single step, and that step is always within your control.